And that I'm only making these assumptions from St. DeLuca's perspective, because from Kescute's side, he's already getting rid of the chill, banning out the Fanny as expected. I don't see the chip just yet.
Chip and Suyo is still on the table here, getting
thank
any
God.
turn up, but Matilda actually banned out from Blue's side. This is very interesting. TLID, they like to rock the Matilda, but it does seem like that they will pariah the Suyo or Chip more.
Amen, amen. Now there's only, oh baby, come on, St. DeLucas. I'm pretty sure that you've been holding this back all this time. Chip comes through. No more illegal bans coming out from TLID.
Wait, is this the first time we've ever seen Chip let go in the playoffs?
In the playoffs?
It should be, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this has been the mind games. Nobody should ever ban Chip on the blue side, and only TLID is the only team that does that, and that's so bizarre. So this time around, it's looking even cooler.
And this is the thing, though, right? We haven't seen Witty on the Chip too much. Is this a big gamble that they're going for?
I think Chip is so broken that it doesn't matter.
Especially with the minds of Witty, right? Witty the Wise will rock and exploit this hero like it's nothing. Very, very strong response though. Natan and Yves, their high ground is looking very, very solid.
I love it. I love it. At least from Kescute's perspective, he understands that if we are going to go for a full-on team fight, I need to limit the area of influence that you have. But TLID opt to go for Hilda once again, as well as the Alpha. Are they expecting Kescute to go for maybe Khalid? No, goes for the Bane instead.
Very interesting, right? Because usually you pick up the Hilda after the Assassin, or if you can, bait the Assassins out, but that is going to be Kescute picking up the Bane. So, what's your play now, TLID?
That's a big question. That's a big question, because if you're looking for neutral objectives, we've seen the Alpha falter against the Bane. We saw it yesterday, actually, in a opposite scenario, right? We saw that Fabian picks up the Bane. It was very difficult for Super Ken to pick up those neutral objectives on the Alpha. But I guess it depends on timing as well, right? Timing is going to be very important. In the second phase, we're moving on now. Lilia actually is the first ban from RRQ.
Really smart at Kescute. He understands that right now, St. DeLucas' composition doesn't have any wave clear at all. Chip, maybe in the early game with Concussive Blast, but as the mid game starts rolling by, Chip really needs some extra wave push coming in maybe from a Lilia, ideally a Yves, but I think now that both of them are gone, I can only assume that Kescute is only going to get rid of another mage as well.
That and game 3 yesterday, Gideon, Yeskill rock the Lilia against the Yves as well. So somehow it's in a similar position here. So Kescute, yeah, we saw you game 3, let's ban that hero out today. Carmilla Ben though, from the side of TLID, understands that, hey, I think we are going to clump up, and it's the counter for that Chip.
So now the question is, for RRQ, do they want to ban out the Valentina?
Yes.
Right? Because Yeskill needs a hero here, and if they want to kind of level out the playing field, they can go for the Valentina, but RRQ don't take it. They go for the Harith ban instead, seeing as that we did see that the Harith did do good, relatively good against the Natan in the lane.
Oh, I don't know about that, Arashiki. The fact that TLID is in the lower brackets is because he had 3 games on Harith and wasn't able to perform on any 3 of those.
I agree with that, up until their performance yesterday against Bigatron.
That's the thing. That's why I feel like TLID is a very momentum-based team, right? It's hard to say that everybody is consistent, but when they're heated up, their ceilings are extremely high, but then when they start to cool down, they're just a little bit below average compared to the rest of MPLID.
Like a microwave, it does seem like, right? Let's see here, RRQ though, with the first pick in the second phase, what do they need? They have DPS already, they need bodies, right? So I'm thinking a hero here for, can we expect a Thamos here?
It's a little tough.
Terizla makes more sense. PZ, Flicker, we saw how from the side of TLID, actually Iran, Flicker penalty zone on towards the Alpha, and perhaps Dyren wants to replicate that.
No, Dyren was the first person to utilize the Terizla in the playoffs, actually. So this is him picking it back up and be like, Iran, okay, wait. Let me show you how it's done. So this is a big problem, right? The setup coming in from the Terizla, sure, it's not as tanky as it usually was when we saw the prime of Terizla, but it still does its job as the facilitator.
It does very well, especially against compositions that want to kind of dive you, or you're looking to kind of stay away from the big wombo combos, right? It's a catalyst. It's the beginning of all things. TLID taking the Beatrix and Barca. Oh, God bless.
This
God bless.
is signature Yehezkiel from way back when. Signature Yehezkiel that did not perform well, by the way.
And here's the thing. Facehugger used to rock this Farsa like it was crazy. So I believe he told Yehezkiel a thing or two on how to play the Farsa.
I don't know, this one might be a little difficult. As much as I want to believe that Farsa will eventually outscale the entire composition coming up from RRQ, there's just so many ways to cancel out the feathered airstrike, right? At the edge of the RWM, penalty zone, even with the deadly catch, a lot of ways to put yourself at threat. So I feel like TLID, they're going to have to take a very slow, calm game. RRQ, just let TLID come into you, right? Get those first 2 items, wobble, combo them to the ground.
And on top of that, the implosion from the Tigreal. So there's a lot of things that they need to figure out with this draft. And we're going to throw it over to our casters to begin game number 1.
The Land of Dawn will be the arena. And will be the witness of whether or not the revolution will go through. Game number 1 of TLID against RRQ Hoshi.
The battlefield for the coup. Will RRQ be able to quench this rebellion? Will they be able to beat the usurper Fabian? What are they up to? Leaving the chip open in a grand final. It's a best of 7 run. Already putting the pressure down onto Dyron too.
Ooh, look at Terizla, man. We've seen Darren perform well on this, but Aran as well. Team Liquid ID knows how the Terizla wants to operate, and they can kind of counter it. But the most important thing, for sure, has to be the Farsa, man. What season is it?
Season 8.
We were making jokes about it just yesterday. If you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing has changed at all? And in Season 14, the high ground artillery, front to back, backline setup is now back in fashion. Emblem shared by IndieHome, though, showing again the Wilderness Blessing for mid and roam. It's all about moving around. But the Bargain Hunter for Skylar, showing some confidence here, knowing that he can probably move around and actually escape from a lot of this aggressive early game potential.
Yeah, the Farsa does kind of have that extra range in the lane against the Eve. But talking about the team fight, will the Farsa be able to at least survive the first encounters, the first, rampage coming in from RRQ?
Well, it depends. In the collision, I feel like Team Liquid ID with the fighters, with the Alpha and the Hilda will be able to burst a lot higher. But the moment the fight goes long, oh, hang on a minute.
2v1 situation. That's a deadly catch as well. Around to be forced to use the Vengeance, but he will not be able to survive. So running away. Wow, he does. The push is all he needs. Gets caught one more time. Okay. Aran still with the reach. And he gets it with the push. Brings the flicker forward. Stunned up by Winnie with a crash course. A big flicker. Wasted from Rins. Winnie shoved back into Sutsujin. No deadly catch. Fabian will save the Spear of Alpha for the Turtle. More prio for RRQ, but TLID have the healthier HP bars.
Looking dangerous right here. Both teams going for it.
Winnie with the crash course over to Sutsujin. Now it's going to be the feathered airstrike over to shove back from Edok. Fabian with the Spear of Alpha. Going to the Tyrant still. Losing his life. Winnie in the back with the crash course is now Aran jumps in, but he's going to be caught into the turtle pit. Sutsujin guns him down. And Rins gets him out with a double kill.
Oh, they get it all. They lose nothing and get everything. It's going to be Sutsujin acquiring the turtle for himself. Break down that fight for us, Arashi.
RRQ going in and out, waiting on the cooldowns. They know that the burst damage is massive from Team Liquid, but Edok was able to buy so much time, dodge away from so many skills using the Sacred Hammer as a bit of a displacement tool and also a repositioning tool. Team Liquid ID has to be careful, man. If they go for a long drawn scrimmage like that, they're susceptible to getting punished. But looking at Talent's prediction right here, I'm alone.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Mirko is right there with you.
Yes, sir.
Two
Sorry,
votes.
I got used to us being on a different side.
Don't worry, Arashi. When BTR ain't here, Kescute is RRQ, right?
Hey.
So there's a bit of BTR there.
Yeah.
All right, deal. An alliance made between the robots and the kings for now. But let's see, man. An interesting portion right here is that EXP lane. Because Dyron, he didn't go for a Festival of Blood. He's going for the Wilderness Blessing. He wants to roam around there. He has the thrill to actually win out in the 1v1. So he's actually matching up to Aran right here. Not really getting bullied.
It's almost like yesterday, Aran, when he was playing at Terizla, game number 3, he was constantly rotating into that mid lane, right? Just to help build that prio, help with the Wilderness Blessing as well to, fasten up his movement speeds. And of course now Dyron on the subject of maybe a potential dive. But he's still tanky enough to survive the onslaught because he is a Terizla after all. Sure, the body of Smith has been nerfed, but at least he can be able to just hold himself right there.
Flashing this emoji right there, Sticker. Dyron Just playing it safe, knowing he doesn't have to risk anything. Wave is still going to be available to be collected by him. Yeskil, though, rushing the lightning truncheon. Nothing else, not even the boots. He wants that burst damage. He knows his team is relying on it to get those pickoffs in the early game. He needs to be the one roaming around with the wings by wings to actually combo with Witty.
Yeah. He needs that burst damage early game because look at TLID, you know, they want to advance further.
Amazing poke from RRQ. Rins is popping the real world manipulation, getting the prio over, but remember for TLID, can utilize it as a forward in the crash course, also with a shortcut. Rins gonna be compromised. Fabian with a steal. We're in the back now. Ron jumping in. Skyler getting rid of him, but yeah, his skill has rotated over. We'll try to go for some damage. Aaron shaking with the advanced rage. Dyron still able to survive right now, but look at the damage, the implosion. Edok finding two. Aran jumping back now, getting one. Getting very low. The push right there. Edok will fall. Aran will live. The cavalry charges, and they get the dub in the second turtle skirmish.
Again, a trade happening. Heron Shiki almost able to take down Rins. What was that, Arashi?
It's a great move from Team Liquid ID. They make sure they use Aran to its full potential. That's the combo, but look at Skylar.
Whoa. Of course, you has skill with the rotation. Skylar, you have the flicker. Can you dodge from everything? That's one. That's two. A basic from Witty. Dyron trying to help up in the top lane. We'll go for the hammer strikes over to the mini waves. We'll try to survive the power of wildness. We'll shoot Dyron down. He will have to respect this damage. In the mid lane, that's a solo kill. The Usurper is online.
This mid game is disgusting, man. The sustain, the damage, all these fighters for Team Liquid ID and all the long-range burst damage is really allowing them to really threaten RRQ. Even when they're playing safe, it's never really that safe. The fact that the Vengeance is also a run, he can just go in the back, and even if he gets taken out eventually, Skylar's gonna lose so much HP beating on him. And we've seen yesterday, Aran actually goes for the blade armor afterwards. So Skylar's gonna lose a lot of HP, and Rins is gonna be zoned out because Aran's gonna run straight at him, kind of negating his effect in those big team fights where the Yve, in theory, should be able to actually spam out more DPS.
Now he has the Thunderbelt ready, of course. So take a look at the audience prediction. By the new application, go pay 86% for RRQ. Of course, the trust of the civilians of the kingdom still stands tall, unearthed on the kingdom, but Fabian.
Whoa, very brave to go in onto Edok, but that will give them a lot of advantage. That's Edok forced to back away. But the airstrike over the Rins. Very, very low. Entropy forward. The snipe that from Skylar. Aaron trying to pinch him down with the Mirror's Passion. Unable to find it now as Dyron will peel. That's a shot down, but it will not connect. Aran caught. That's a turtle taken down by Fabian. Meanwhile, Witty that pops into the shortcut. Fabian pops into that shortcut. Witty will lose his life. Edok, implosion, finding Witty. Fabian is slicing through the Kings like they are nothing. Edok down, Rins down. The two members who've been so reliable are now down, and Fabian wants to continue the battle. RRQ don't.
The Crown Prince is still intact, but you can see the Usurper inching closer to the revolution. Fabian again, just diving into the backline of RRQ Hoshi.
All this pressure, man. 2,000 gold ahead. Even the mid turret, Team Liquid ID pulling off all the stops. They know they have the better early game, and they're just forcing RRQ into these brawls. But the fact that RRQ are able to find something small, very small wins in these fights, kind of keeping them from actually losing too far in gold. But 3K is definitely significant, and Team Liquid ID, they're not stopping here. They do have that shortcut by Chip, so they can keep forcing out these plays from RRQ. And despite the fact that they've been clumping up for the deadly catch, for all the AoE of RRQ, they've been coming out on top, showing again how much sustain is there. Because Riz has the glowing wand. That is the reduced amount that Team Liquid is using to sustain these fights.
And Yeskil just rushed into the Divine Glaive as his second item. But number one was Lightning Truncheon, now it is the Divine Glaive. Talk to me about this item, Arashi. What is he trying to achieve?
There's more burst damage, man. Farsa's base damage is already quite significant. So just trying to make sure that any magical defense gets negated will be good for them. But Edok, man, against Aran, it's so difficult to recontest and find anything. Looking at Aaron Shiki, he also has the BOD already completed. So if they really get low from the Farsa, the threat of the Renner's apathy coming in out of nowhere from the sidelines. We've seen a couple of close calls. RRQ definitely have that in the back of their mind.
Also, was that a Malefic 4 as well from Aaron Shiki?
Yep.
Just to try to cut through the front lines of RRQ Hoshi. But then again, the way they spaced away, with the subliminal amount of, ultimates that they can use to just push the players of TLID away is so significant. And now the Lord, he'll try to fight for this. But it's like only Fabian standing in the way of RRQ. They're blitzing the Lord.
Witty with the crash course, now also the shortcut. Everybody piling in. Good deadly catch. The feather airstrike will snipe him down together with Witty. Dive on him. From Aaron, Shiki able to find two. Now Rins is next in the chopping block, but Witty will respect it. The entropy backwards. Lord 1 taken by TLID.
They enter the castle of the kingdom and they make it theirs. Having a party, feasting with the Lord. They get it for free.
It's a great play for Team Liquid again, using the shortcut to zone everyone away. And again, Aran taken out, no problem. Massive value for Team Liquid ID. And along with that, even though RRQ wants to try and hit back, the fact that Aaron Shiki can stand there and burst down everyone, full channeling all the ultimates, because Aran has taken away all of that damage, bought in all that time. They have the Lord right here, and they do have the global presence. What are they going to try and do with it? We should take a look at R7 making an appearance here.
Now Aran. Look at Witty.
Running forward, Witty is able to just crash course.
Implosion as well. RRQ will take Witty. But what do they lose? The Lord is still on despite the entropy, the bottom lane. Holy defense. Already baited out. Up top, Skylar will finally deal with the Lord. It's taking a bit more time. It will fall to the mini waves there. So at least it is a tier 2 and a holy defense in the far lane for the Cavalry.
Holy Crystal though for Skylar is hitting his power spike. And that means that Atan can be so much more, you know, oppressive in the team fights and in the defense later on. But as they say, Lord number 1 is to take map control. And they look for a conceal play.
Oh! The penalty zone now. Shiki will be caught. Skylar eliminates him. Aran looking for an angle. Fabian looking for some damage. Feather airstrike bursting him down. You don't take it down. Aran in the midst of it down with the vengeance as well.
Aran
will not be able to find a power wilderness. Skylar still able to cut away. Now Rins getting the kill back. Shortcut.
Oh!
Fabian, after recall and after going into the mid lane, will be able to rejoin the cavalry forces to get rid of Tyron. 2 for 2.
They fight back, and they fight back hard. RRQ is looking for a Hail Mary play, but TLID, they charge forth. The Stallions ready for any form of oppressiveness from the kingdom.
No entropy. Fabian finds his pure alpha. Now the deadly cast appeal from RRQ is not enough to take him down. Fabian will finally be slain, but at what cost? With a double in an outplay. But still, it's TLID who are able to take that kill back. Now, who's it worth for?
Considering the Team Liquid ID was ahead 4,000 gold, RRQ, it's down to 2,000. It has to be worth it for them. They've bought more time. They've stopped the momentum of Team Liquid ID. Man, Sutsujin, what is he made of? How do you find that moment there, walking through danger, just deleting Yeheskiel?
Ice cold.
Ice cold. The mercenary is here to back up the Crown Prince. Look at that damage. And this warrants a respect towards the Bane, because the Bane, as time progresses, as the game gets later, the damage just becomes disgustingly insane. And that is built upon, you know, burst damage as well for the Bane. And this could be the time frame where TLID has to respect it, has to be wary of it. And now they prepare for a Lord Dance.
Heading around for now, but there's the chip in the back line.
Witty looking for Skylar. Won't be able to find it. Sutsujin getting pressure down with a better airstrike as well. The burst comes in. Sutsujin, the mercenary finds it. Meanwhile, the fight with the shortcut as well. Aaron Shiki will take it. He will go forward. Fabian fighting the Spear of Alpha onto Rins. 1, 2, 3. Kings falling. The shortcut taken by Enoch to look for the juke, but it's only 2. The clutches of Witty, the clutches of Yeheskiel, and now we're down to just 1. It's just Skylar against the Cavalry.
The Crown Prince looking to defend his crumbling kingdom. Will he be able to hold this? The Cavalry charges forth.
The further airstrike, Skylar with a flicker, able to get rid of Cannon forward now. Aaron Shiki faction trying to go for it. Fabian falls, but they will take the battle in game 1.
They take control of the castle walls. The young Stallions, they charge, and they charge hard. Game number 1, TLID 1-0.